Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Sarah.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
It's good
Yeah,
to see you.
the sun's out again and it's 85 degrees. All is well.
Oh, okay. Again, we're having opposite weather day.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sunny here, but it's I think it's about 20 degrees.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
big
It's-
span there. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about
You
today?
can just tell by the way we're dressed how different it is.
Oh, I'm wearing cashmere, so I don't know.
Oh, I couldn't see the cashmere.
Oh, yeah, it's still chilly in my house from the nighttime. Okay, so we're going to talk about.
Well, we were wanting to explore how we actually journey,
Oh,
how
yeah,
we actually travel from this reality to this other reality, the dreamtime reality.
the dreamtime reality.
Yeah.
What
So,
you call dreamtime, I don't call it dreamtime.
what do you call it?
I,
Non-ordinary reality.
non-ordinary reality. Yeah, exactly. I personally have started to call it connecting with the bigger consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the conclusion I've come to is that it is consciousness. To me, it's like pure consciousness,
Pure consciousness.
that realm that we go to.
Exactly.
But I'm also describing it as dreaming, like I'm dreaming but I'm awake. So that's why dreamtime
Yeah.
always made sense to me.
Yeah. Lucid dreaming, right?
While we're awake
Yeah.
versus while you're asleep. That's usually what people are associating with lucid dreaming, I think, is when you're aware that you're dreaming when you're asleep and having a dream.
And do you think of lucid dreaming as different than journey consciousness?
Not really
No,
anymore.
me
No. I
neither.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
again, that's why I love the word lucid so much.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I've referenced this before in our previous conversations, but it is one of my favorite words,
Yeah.
lucid.
Well, your podcast, Lucid Cafe.
The other one, yes, Lucid Cafe, and the name of my business,
Yeah.
Lucid Path Wellness. Yeah. So yeah, this other place, I think we touched on before. There's lots of different ways to get there.
Hmm.
Just as a quick reference, a lot of people are probably now familiar with plant medicines being used, like ayahuasca and iboga and peyote and psilocybin, and
Yeah.
depending on what region you live in, many other medicines. And then there's fasting, like going out into the wild without food and requesting a vision. And there's the holotropic breath work, which is so
Yeah.
breathing techniques to get you there to basically hyperventilating.
Basically hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my understanding is whirling dervishes spin, so dancing.
Like whirling, dancing. What was the name of that? Gabriel Roth? Was it Gabriel Roth who
Yeah, that name sounds familiar. Yeah,
designed
an ecstatic dance type.
ecstatic dance?
Yeah,
Exactly. And that follows like you start in a slow rhythm of dance and movement, and then you build into a like frenzy of movement and then back down again, which I've done many times and I found it to be wonderful, really
yeah,
wonderful. Oh, yeah. And I've done it blindfolded, which is an interesting way of doing it.
right. Did you get really bruised?
No, because there were people who were designed to make sure you didn't bash
Like
into other.
bumper people,
They were bumper
they're
people.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make sure that nobody bangs into
Goes
one
out a
another.
window or
That's a
bash.
big responsibility.
I've done it, and it's wonderful. You get equally as altered being the bumper person.
Yeah, I guess you would because you'd kind of be reading the
Oh,
almost like Aikido, where you're sort of trying
yeah.
to perceive the movement before it's made and then be in the right place at the right time.
It's really wonderful. And you have to move in a way that you're not interfering with what's going on with the person,
Like the water.
like the water. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you become the water. You're like moving in this very fluid way. It's wonderful. Really wonderful. Yeah, Gabriel Roth. I'm pretty 99% sure that
Yeah,
that's
no, that name sounds familiar.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, so sound is part of that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's what you and I were trained with was using sound.
Yeah. Drumming and
So
rattling.
yeah, drumming, and it's a really monotonous, repetitive drum beat
Yes.
or rattle beat, rattle rhythm.
Yeah,
So it doesn't vary.
exactly.
And yeah, my understanding is that you do 4 to 7 beats per second, and that puts your brain into a dominant theta brainwave, which when you're asleep and in theta, you're dreaming, and when you're awake and in theta, you can vision.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
When
so
I was doing my work with the Foundation for Shamanic Studies, all their workshops would begin with if you had a drum, so there would always be a lot of people who had drums. In the 3-year program, everybody had a drum. And we would go in a circle drumming really loud and singing, just like not
whatever.
necessarily,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, just very loud. And so by the time you finished that, you were completely in an altered state, as much as one would feel with a small amount of psilocybin, or not the way one feels with ayahuasca, certainly, but the smaller doses of things.
Have you done plant medicines?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Some experiences were wonderful and some experiences were really difficult.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When I was younger, so I came into my adulthood in the late early 70s, and so LSD was a very happening event then for many people. Well, not for all people, but certainly for many people who were interested in consciousness and whatnot. And so I took LSD when I was younger, and that really and truly changed my life. And I believe it changed the lives of my generation, because when you look at how people evolved, my friends and people I knew, etc., people who started taking hallucinogens went on a very interesting path. And then other people stuck with drinking, which was what people had done. And these people had no connection any longer. Those people drank, and these people were smoked weed and, whatnot. So it was a very,
Huh. That's fascinating.
yeah,
So yeah, I could see that because the culture shifted
culture
greatly
shifted.
in the
Yeah.
late 60s.
Yeah. And so it was really a macrocosm and a microcosm of that shift that was going on. And, we know so much about, Woodstock and love and like all the stuff that started happening, the Eastern philosophies that certainly the Beatles and those people started to embrace. And it was such an interestingly wonderful time. And for me, it was a really good way, although laced with certain pitfalls, a really good way to start shifting in my own consciousness.
Yeah. Well, if you think about, like you brought up the Beatles, if you think about the kind of trajectory of their music
Whoa.
from the beginning till they broke up. Thanks,
So
Yoko.
different. And for them
It was
too,
more.
there were not all great things that were going on in that
No, but
process.
that's, I mean, but certainly they opened up wide
Yeah, exactly.
to all kinds of creativity.
Yeah. And I certainly went on to psilocybin but many years apart, there was, it was never like I was that committed to that avenue. But then something would come along, and then as even in my very advanced years, the first time I took ayahuasca, I was well into my 60s.
Okay, so you did ayahuasca too.
I sat in ceremony, I think 5 times. That's very difficult.
I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, very difficult, but very, very, very profound. The healing that can happen with ayahuasca is extremely profound. But
Now,
anyway,
you're making me think about a recent interview I did with a mother and a daughter on my other podcast on Lucid Cafe, Norma and Nisha Burton. What a lovely mom and daughter team. Anyway, so Norma is the mom, and she studied shamanism, I believe she's a psychologist. and so works in that realm. And her daughter, Nisha, learned how to lucid dream at a very young age because her mom, yeah, really encouraged
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And she became a very gifted lucid dreamer. And so
Wow.
see, she works with people in that realm and helping them do that. And one of the really interesting things they were talking about was that they were encouraging people to, before they try plant medicines, to really get to know their interior worlds
Good idea.
first. Yeah, because of what we call a bad trip
Yeah,
is actually rich territory
it is.
from a healing perspective. But if you shut down and you become afraid,
Yeah.
then you miss out on that and then you label it this bad thing.
Yeah.
And if our culture was not so closed to this deep interior work from a young age,
Yeah.
then you just imagine how plant medicines would just enhance your evolution. Like
A
it would
hundred
be
percent.
it would be brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really like that. What I've found over the years is that a lot of people are turning to plant medicines for this miraculous kind of, after the medicine's out of my system, I'm healed, that kind of thing. And what I've discovered working with some folks who've done some kind of psychedelic assisted therapies or just had their own experiences is that the work really begins after the medicine's out of your system. And then it's almost, I don't know if I understand. I mean, I haven't really done psychedelics, so I'm just saying this from what people are describing, that you get a glimpse of what's possible sometimes in these experiences. And then you go back to your everyday life and you're not that person or that possibility. And then you have to kind of work through all the shit that keeps you, so that you can become that version of yourself.
Yeah, I have ended up working with a lot of people who have gone to Joshua Tree for or other places for
Lick some frogs.
well, there's those people, but mostly ayahuasca experiences, and a lot of them come back with a very strong need for integration, and they end up coming to me, or they're my clients already, and then they come and they say, let's work on integrating this. And so we do it with shamanic journeying, going back to the experience and seeing what is that and how does it affect your, like you said, your daily life. What do I do with all this like opening that happened in my consciousness, some of which might have freaked them out, or they just don't know what to do with it. That
Yeah,
into
exactly. That's, I guess, the point that Norma and Nisha were trying to make is that
Yeah,
you don't really know what to do with it.
exactly.
Yeah. No, that's what they call it, is integration, right?
Uh-huh.
Is the work that's done after the medicine's out of your
Yeah,
system.
yeah, yeah,
So that's
exactly.
really cool. That's a cool approach that you have, that you journey with folks
Yeah,
afterwards to help them integrate and back into the experience itself.
yeah,
That's cool.
exactly, exactly. And I think journeying has the capability to help people heal all the things they're looking to heal or to open to what they need to open to, but it's so much more gentle, right? It doesn't like take your consciousness and blast it out, and which is what LSD did. That's why LSD was such a like weird experience. You'd either have the most incredible, expansive, wonderful experience, or you'd go to hell for like 12 hours,
Yeah.
you know?
I wonder if a big part of it is that it's your logical mind is offline when you're having
Yeah,
those experiences. And so you're
yeah,
just diving right into the unconscious
yeah,
and whatever else, wherever else you go. And
yeah.
so it's like you probably experience it as a loss of agency,
You do, yeah, for sure.
and that's unsettling, right? They talk about the ego loss, like your sense of self can disappear,
Yeah,
and that's a really frightening experience. And that's right. So like the way we journey, it's like
gentle.
a gentle on-ramp, but you have to contend with your logical mind. You have to your thinking self is still engaged. So that's what makes it a little more challenging, is that, like with meditation, you have to find a place for your logical mind to kind of be while you're doing this so it doesn't interfere because it wants to so badly.
Yeah. It wants to, I always tell people, don't analyze it while it's happening, just let it happen. And then you can think about the meanings of things.
Afterwards, yeah.
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 Do you do that with sort of lay that groundwork for people as well in the beginning?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's really challenging though, because we're so interested in understanding why
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and what does that mean and what is that trying to tell me? And so
Yeah.
your brain just automatically gets there. It is a discipline.
Yeah, for some people it's easier though. Like for me when I started journeying, it was so easy because I'm such a visual person anyway. Like I process the world in this kind of visual movie making way in my head. And so I would become so interested in the visuals of what was going on that I wouldn't have a need to understand it until after. And I think a lot of people who paint or draw or write have a much easier time to go there. Have you known people that just find it almost impossible to journey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your experience?
With that
Hmm.
is that they're trying to journey from their heads.
Yeah.
They're using their
Yeah.
imagination and trying to kind of conjure up the
Yeah.
stuff, but the stuff we're perceiving is there
Yeah.
and we're discovering it, is my experience
Oh, I
anyway.
like that. I like the way you put that. The stuff we're perceiving is there.
Thanks.
That's nice. Yeah. It's true. And that's a really important distinct. That's really important. I don't know that I've ever said it that way or put it that way, but I certainly will in the future when I have people who have a hard time letting go and being part of that consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we can talk about the concept that the Hawaiians have around the three souls, that we don't have one soul, but we have three souls.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a part of us that is perceiving,
Mm.
and that is not in our heads.
Wait,
So there's a soul that actually is the perceiver, and then there's another soul that is the thinker.
oh.
And they're very autonomous. And until you start to develop, and then they can all work together as a team, ideally, all three souls.
So what's the third?
The third is your higher mind.
Oh, like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but most of us don't have much of a relationship with that part of ourselves
Well,
at
when you
all.
start journeying, you do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of us don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the way the Hawaiians have that kind of the concept of the self, how they describe it with these three souls. And yeah, I think that would be a fun conversation to have because it's such rich territory, super rich.
Harner didn't have Mike Harner, the we've referenced him before, Michael Harner, who started the Foundation for Shamanic Studies and core shamanism. I don't remember there ever being that kind of notion that was brought into it. You know, there's certainly the three worlds, the middle world where
Hmm.
we are now, upper world and lower world. But I really like the idea of three souls. That's
And I actually see a correlation between the three souls and the three worlds.
I do too.
Yeah.
But the language was never.
Yeah. Well, and there are other indigenous people. Hawaiians aren't the only ones that have a three soul concept. It's actually a little more common. And some cultures look at it as two souls, and then there are ones who look at it as three souls.
Which culture, for example,
I can't
has three
remember.
souls? Oh.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me.
And I knew, it's funny, as I asked it, I knew you weren't going to know the answers. Like we had some kind of like mind meld there for a second. But anyway,
She doesn't know.
she doesn't know.
Abort.
Stop the question. That's so funny.
So getting back to journeying, then how would you describe to someone what you're doing? What's happening?
Yeah, good question. Well, the way I start with people is I explain that this is the middle world, and and then the upper world and the lower world. In the upper world and lower world, we are connecting. So this is the foundation, to the best of my memory, how it is explained. And I don't want to assume that my memory is perfect on this because it's been a
Good disclaimer. Okay. Yeah.
and that's absolutely
Yeah.
I don't want the
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
foundation
We have to be
wrong.
careful. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So my memory is, I did my training with the foundation,
Long time ago.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
So I might remember it wrong. So the way I explain it, this is the middle world, and there are a lot of realities in the middle world. There's a lot of spiritual content in the middle world, some of which in the Harner approach is positive, some of which can be on the darker end of things. But in the upper world and lower world, the sacred garden realms, you will be able to connect with reliably compassionate beings who can help you to explore different aspects of consciousness.
Okay.
That's the gist of it. And I mean, it's more elaborate than that, but I don't know. Is that
So yeah, you're describing
the cosmology
the lay of the land of where you're going when
where you're
you
going?
alter your consciousness and enter this
Yeah.
other realm, this other reality.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I was taught a little bit different than you,
Oh, what were you taught?
even though Hank did study with Harner.
Yeah, but
But
we all
then
change.
he got, yeah, he morphed as he learned more about the Hawaiian tradition, and then had his own experiences and stuff. And then I have also morphed
Me
my
too.
perspective. So the middle world, if you're journeying, you travel like out horizontally, and you can access the dreaming of the universe, is how I would describe it. So that means you can connect with the dreaming of planet Earth and any region
The
on our
dreaming
planet.
of, wait, the
The
dreaming,
dreaming of so if this,
who's dreaming it?
that's a great question.
Well, do you
Who
know
is
the
dreaming it? Who is the dreamer? Yeah. Well, it's the dreaming. It's being dreamed into existence
by
by,
consciousness? By who?
well,
By
it
us?
is consciousness.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't been able to answer that question, so I'm going to say I don't know, but I suspect it's coming from the upper world. That there's a reality that is being dreamed into existence, a physical reality that we're all in, where you can have lots of different experiences.
So, okay, hold on. So it's similar to mine, but different again. So when I'm working with people, I tell them that in the journey state, when we go to the upper world or the lower world sacred gardens, we are connecting with the realms of infinite potential, as opposed to and this is not Horner, this is my own interpretation over the years. We're not limited by our programmed mind, which is, I
In the
feel,
lower and the upper worlds.
in the upper and lower world. Yes,
Okay.
we're in the realms of infinite potential, which is ultimately consciousness, higher consciousness, as opposed to what we are limited by in the middle world, which is the programmed mind.
Okay. And then also depending on what state of consciousness you're in. So if you're just in a waking, like a beta state where you're
Yeah,
aware of your
yeah,
surroundings,
yeah,
then you are playing along with the laws of nature as we experience them in that state. So that means gravity and
yeah,
causes and effects and the
yeah,
experience of time
yeah,
and that kind of thing.
yeah.
But then if you shift your focus to a different state, then you can experience the dreaming the
The universe,
of the physical universe, well, so anything in it, and you can connect with it and have a relationship with it,
which
with
is my
anything,
realm of infinite potential.
which is, I'm talking about still about the middle world. You can have a relationship with the region that you live in and all of the nature spirits who live in that region.
Yeah,
You can connect with the essence or the dreaming of a building, which is like when I do house clearings and stuff like that. I'm connecting with the dreaming of that building and any imprints that might be there, or
Do you do a lot of
aspects.
that?
Not a ton. It seems to come up in waves. Like I'll get a bunch. Like I just did a bunch a few months ago.
I used to do them when I was in Vermont, and I did them a couple of times when I came out here to LA, and then I haven't done that in years and years and
Yeah.
years.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, work shifts. The work shifts.
work shifts. Yeah,
So yeah. So and then also
I
you
don't
can
think I like
encounter.
it.
You don't think you like it? Maybe that's why.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then that's where you can connect also with the aspects of people who have died, who don't know that
yeah,
they've died or are stuck in a certain
yeah,
situation and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
what we would call ghosts.
yeah.
And you can work with them there and do psychopomp work.
Yeah, I don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't.
Nah.
Was never my thing. I've trained to do that work, but
I
it's
haven't trained to do it, but my helpers, I mean, not in this physical reality, but in the
yeah,
dreamtime
yeah.
realities, my helpers, they'll do it. Anyway, so you get the dreaming of the physical universe, which is where we create our sacred garden in the middle world.
Oh, oh, really?
Ta-da! So interesting.
Interesting.
So the middle world is, to me, from a consciousness perspective, if the dream time, if non-ordinary reality is true, pure consciousness, then the middle world would be represent our conscious mind. So what we're aware of. So there's nothing really super surprising there. It's like it makes a degree of sense
Hmm.
when you perceive it. My
Hmm.
understanding. Nobody else has to buy into this at all.
No, me too. You're right. Exactly.
And then when you travel down with your consciousness, you point your focus downward and you go to the lower worlds, then that would be the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind. And that's where things can get a little trippy. And I was taught that that is the dreaming of nature. So that means you can encounter any living creature, plant or animal
Mm.
that's ever existed, including all the elementals. So the spirit of fire and water and air and earth. And that you can also connect with, because it's also the collective unconscious, you can connect with the archetypes down there. So
Mm.
the spirit of the shadow, the spirit of the mother, the spirit, all of those archetypal energies. And
Yeah, in the lower world for sure. Very, very much so. I don't know that the foundation has that kind of language around it, but
mhm.
I certainly have evolved in
And
that
this
way.
is my interpretation after many years of
Yeah, yeah,
later
yeah,
between what I was taught and what I've experienced.
exactly. Me too.
Yeah, and but I was taught that you can also encounter all of the fantastical creatures that you'd find in literature down there.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
like dragons and unicorns and fairies and elves and
Got it.
gnomes, all of
Yeah,
those
yeah,
creatures.
yeah,
Yeah. So like Alice's trip into Wonderland is to me like a classic lower
yeah,
world journey.
yeah,
And it's trippy down
exactly.
there because it's unconscious and you will bump into things that you're not aware of. So things can be surprising and things may not make logical sense down there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they don't make logical sense up there either, really, do they?
Well, I meant as opposed to the middle world where things have a degree that to me they make it's like, oh, I am now in the dreaming of the building that I work in.
Yeah.
So this is familiar. I know this place.
That's super interesting. So when you think of, say, manifesting that we talk about in all, everybody talks about it all the time in like ways, but so if you're connecting to the dreaming, is that how you're manifesting? You're plugging into the dreaming from your perspective.
Through a shamanic lens, let's see. My understanding is that it starts with an intention, right? Which is your consciousness has an intention to
Mm.
create something or to
Exactly.
have an experience or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we haven't talked about this yet, my kind of take on reality. So in the dream time, you would create this intention,
Mm.
and then that intention would travel into the energetic realm, which is a different place to me.
In the
And
middle
then
world.
it's not in the dream time. It's separate
Oh,
from the
oh,
dream
okay.
time.
Got it.
But they're interconnected connected. My understanding is that it would be kind of considered a shadow. The energetics would be like a shadow of the dream time or a reflection of it. And then
Reflection.
in that quantum realm, and I'm not a quantum physicist, just put that disclaimer out there. Don't
No, it's
understand.
part of this. I mean, it is part
Yeah,
of,
I mean, but we all have a very limited understanding of
yeah,
what
very
that all means. So there it gathers shape and form, your idea, your wish. It pops out into the physical as an experience.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds really accurate. I've thought a lot about how do we manifest, and I know for myself, I've been around many people who say I'm a good manifester, and I think, okay, but for me, I really relate to what you're saying because when I'm envisioning something in my life, I can feel it starting to form. And then there's almost like this sense that I get of like, boom, it's there. And I know that it's done, it's cooked now. And it's just, it will happen or is happening. Do you ever get that?
That's an important ingredient, I think, is that level of confidence that it's cooked or it's
It's a
done.
physical feeling that I get. It's
That's
like,
cool. That
it,
might be part of your special makeup that I don't think a lot of people have.
or is it just that
I
I'm
don't have
aware
it.
of it?
Yeah. I think manifestation is, I mean, we could talk about that another time too. I mean, I think it's tricky,
Oh, it's really tricky. Yeah, it's not.
especially if you really want something. It's something really important to you. I think it gets trickier.
Yeah, it does get trickier. And
Yeah. I'm not an expert on anything actually, but definitely not an expert on
well,
manifestation.
I think you're an expert on a lot of things, in fact.
Trying to be one on myself.
Yeah,
Working on that one.
that one's tricky.
So the lower world, unconscious, that's where healing can happen because that's where the wounding lives is in
Yes,
the lower world.
yes.
And then the upper realm, so you travel up with your consciousness, is what I would call home. And to me, that's where we go when we die because that's where our higher minds live.
Yeah,
And there's nothing human about that place.
no. It's interesting as I'm listening to you talking about it all, I very much agree with everything you're saying. And even though we have maybe different language on it or different, just different little words that we've inserted into it all with your Hawaiian background and my foundation background and but our own experiences, I think we've come to very similar
We're talking
locations.
about the same things.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, different words, same thing. Same levels. So that's super interesting. I mean, when I begin journeying with people, I guide them on the first journey, and very often it's to the lower world.
Okay.
And but I guide them there. Like they just have to close their eyes and envision because I have found people often get very like nervous, like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't where am I going?
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and so have found it to be just let's do this, and then we go, and then they have an idea of what they're doing, and then they're not nervous about it
Oh,
anymore.
that sounds like a clever way to
Yeah, yeah,
combat that. Yeah, I've never done a
yeah.
guided journey before. I mean, I do follow with Hank's the way I was taught with Hank, and everybody starts with the same journey, which is creating the sacred garden in the middle world.
Oh, interesting,
And
interesting.
then that gives you access to the lower and upper worlds, and then also the garden gives you so much information about yourself.
Yeah, totally, totally. Well, interestingly, it's kind of what I've done. We start at the tree of life. So they close their eyes, they're at the tree of life. They see this enormous tree
In the lower world.
in the middle world.
Oh, okay.
And it goes to the tree has a stairway within it that goes to the upper world. It has a stairway that goes to the lower world.
Okay.
So it takes care of a lot of the logistics. Big forest, big tree, go up, go down. It's very simple. this is the middle world if you want. And we don't do the middle world for a long time because for a variety of reasons. But for the middle world, you go into the tree and through a door at the back.
Okay.
So
So
it's
like it sounds like the tree of life is sort of a gateway.
a gateway, exactly. And they always start there, and it gives them like a very secure feeling. And sometimes the tree can evolve and be more of a healing. You can put your hands on it and receive certain kinds of healing before you go if you're feeling kind of off in certain ways. So those are all things that I've just brought to it over the years that, doesn't come from the foundation or
Right, right.
it's just, but Michael's perspective was that there were many, many levels in the lower world and the upper world.
I think there could be.
Yeah,
So you could say upper worlds and lower worlds.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
that's true.
I will say that on occasion.
Ah,
I'll make it plural because
yeah,
the more I do this stuff, the more I realize I'm just tapping into like this much of
I
what
know.
is possible.
I know.
And I feel like a Luddite.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
it seems, but I can also feel how hindered I am by my humanness in this. Like I can feel my beliefs, my emotionality getting in the way of me busting doors open to perceive even more.
but don't you find the more you do this that like for me, I'm having my ordinary experience sitting here in Los Angeles, but I'm always connected to the other worlds. Like they're there, like they're happening simultaneously. Do you have that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It is like you can just sort of shift and it's there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I feel like my practice is changing a lot in ways that I don't even know what it's going to end up looking like
Right.
in the near future. It feels like it's imminent. It's happening right
I
now.
know. I have that same feeling.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we'll have to see where we end up. And I almost feel like, and this is going to probably sound a little fucked up, but like the framework of shamanism, it might be something that is being peeled back,
Yeah.
and that I might even be getting away from that
Yeah.
in this transformation. That's just a kind of an intuition I have, but
That's the same as me for I don't know, since COVID time, I've had that feeling of that peeling away and I don't know exactly what it means,
mm,
but it's all kind of blending into something that's really interesting. I don't know what it means.
yeah, I'm excited about it. The last time I felt this way was when I was in graduate school and
Oh,
studying
that's a while.
clinical psych. And as I was learning all this theory and stuff, and I was feeling like there's got to be something more than this that can be, there's got to be a better way to be of service to people and
Yeah.
like beyond keeping us in our intellect
Yeah.
and thinking about the way we feel.
Yeah.
And this is back in the 90s, actually the early 90s. So, and this was like preceding my first visionary experiences. So I was starting to get that
Yeah.
leaning in that direction. Like I was getting some my inner world was being prepared for what was about to come. And I feel like that's happening again right now.
That's really interesting. Me too. And
Hmm.
in the last 6 months, my tree of life has become electric.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I regard that as like a real like, huh, what's that
Something's
all
changing.
about?
Yeah.
Something's changing. And it's like so powerful. It's like it crackles and it's electric. And when I go into it, I become electric. And so I'm crackling. And then I go out and my upper world is no longer the way it was, but now I'm in this electric universe. And there are books written about the electric universe, which I think, I should read those books because something's happening here
You think
with
you'll
the
get an answer in one of those books?
well, maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know. There might be some insight that the people who wrote that have. I don't know, but when I first found it, I thought, "Woo, electric universe," and then I Googled electric universe, and I thought, "Oh, there's a lot of material there about the
Yeah,
electric universe, you know."
not a brand new concept.
But we are electric. I mean, when we die, if we happen to die, they
Oh,
shock us with,
stop.
well, no, with
No, I'm just
electricity.
kidding. I'm just,
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
electric.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We'll see what comes. Maybe we're going to turn into pod people.
I don't know. I have a feeling whoever's listening to this at this point is thinking, who the fuck are these two people? Like, what are they
Yeah.
talking
It's a
about?
great question.
I hope we don't sound like complete crazy people.
Yeah. I'm kind of used to that.
Sounding like a crazy
Yeah, the possibility of sounding like a complete crazy person. Yeah, well, we're in good company.
We are in good company.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, pal. Well, shall we do this again
We
next
shall
week?
do it again. What did we
Continue the
say we were going to
conversation?
talk about next time? Manifesting. Maybe that's what.
We could, yeah. Well,
Yeah. I mean,
all
we
right.
always meander our way through an hour, but yeah, we did say we were going to talk about it's because it's an interesting subject. Okay, we have to
God,
go. Yeah. Good to see you.
you too.
Talk soon.
All right.
Bye.
Mwah. Bye, Sarah.